All right, and first, I'd like to introduce Mitt Romney, everybody.
Thank you. It's good to be here in the Cleveland, Ohio. And recently, I maybe come under attack for some things that I've said. And so to make things right and show you that I'm just an average guy, I thought what better way than to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city than to sing you a song so that I can relate to all of you and show you that I'm the same. So I asked my new friend Rob here to help me along. Rob is a part of the Mittens, as I like to call them. Right, it's good, Mittens.
That's good.
I was born in Detroit, or Motown in my day, while Obama was born in Hawaii, then raised in Nebraska surrounded by hay. People don't want to talk about all the real issues. They just want to talk about how I left my dog on top of my car. But don't you worry, because the mister didn't drive that far. My name's Mitt Romney, and I'm just like yous. I may have millions now, but I've struggled too. Like any U.S. citizen, Mitt Romney sings the blues. There was a movie company that would have made me millions, but I had to pass on that, because R-rated films aren't cool with my religion. In America, people accept race, but look at Mormons with disgrace. I'm not allowed to drink. I'm supposed to have many wives. But thanks to U.S. law, me and Ann Romney are only sexing each other for the rest of our lives. My name's Mitt Romney. I'm just like yous. I may have millions now, but I've struggled too. Like any U.S. citizen, Mitt Romney sings the blues. People in my own party, they call me a flip-flopper. They've even said I'm more bipolar than the late Dennis Hopper. I have to live every day with the fact I'll probably lose this election. The only thing I have to look forward to is replacing Bob Dole as a political spokesman for a pill that gives you an erection. My name's Mitt Romney, and I'm singing the blues. Play that one for me, Robbie. Yeah, I said I'm Mitt Romney, and I'm singing you the blues. My name's Mitt Romney, and I approve this message. Mitt Romney out. Thank you, Cleveland. Good night.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to I'll Play with Steve Guy. Good for my co-host over here with Deskew Hopkins. Yeah. All right, fun last couple of weeks. All all sorts of good stuff going on, especially in the world of politics. Just spit, you see that? I don't know if everybody's seen it recently, but Barack Obama, he's got his ads going hardcore right now, and it's all about moving forward is the slogan. And all the kids are saying, no moving backward. And that seems odd to me because when you think about it, what he's saying is probably one of two things. Because if you're going to move backward at this point, I think he wants us to kind of forget the last 4 years, which would be when he was in office. So it's like he's telling us to move forward beyond him. Or the other side of it, I think it's really just a big, clever way of saying, once you go black, you never go back. I think that's what we're really getting at. And I don't know if it's just me, but speaking of black, it seems like in Hollywood, gay is the new black. Like at the Emmys, Modern Family swept the Emmys. Give it up. Modern Family swept the Emmys. And then on top of that, it's like every major network now has a show centered around gay characters. And on top of that, they have a show called Chicago Fire, which is all about drama between firemen. So it's like a thing there. Is that a flag?
Penalty, Steve Guy, Joe Plum, repeat last down.
Was that?
What was that?
Do we have replacement referees on the show?
That kind of looked like Chris Clem, like a zebra. Chris Clem.
Referees, man, they going on strike out there.
I mean, well, I think this is like one of their last weeks is what they're saying, or they're done. I don't know.
I'm sorry, you're gonna miss some money out here.
Yeah. At any rate, last weekend, folks, was the iHeartRadio Music Festival, and I don't know if you saw this, but Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day freaked out on everybody because they told him he had a minute left. So they went absolutely berserk. The guy started smashing his guitar, telling everybody to F off. And he's like basically showing he's still a punk rocker. But I think at the end of the day, if you really want to be a punk rocker, you're probably not playing at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. I think that would be the most punk thing to do, don't you think?
Dude, I actually...
And he's going to be on The Voice, too.
I didn't know that. When I heard Billy Joel, I thought like Billy Joel was a piano player.
No, that's Billy Joel. There's an L.
I got Joel's mixed up. I thought Billy Joel went crazy at iHeartRadio.
Really? Wow. How did you not get flagged for not knowing Billy Joel? There it is. There it is.
Penalty, Reduction Hopkins, not knowing Billy Joel is Billy Joel and thinking it's Billy Joe. You work at the Rock Hall, so that's a 15-yard penalty. Repeat last joke.
The replacement refs are going to be with us all night, just so you know. All right, so moving on. We can't let Mitt Romney off the hook. Mitt Romney had a lot of issues lately. First, they had a hidden camera thing, and he kind of said that 47% of America is just not going to vote for him, which is fine, but he was pretty kind of like being blatant. He's saying that these are the people who feel like they're entitled to things just because they're American, which at the same time his slogan is Keep America American, so there really shouldn't be a problem there. But then, here's the deal. Mitt Romney, nobody hates Mitt Romney right now in America. Like, the only people worse than him are probably the replacement refs, like we just saw. I think those are the only people hated more right now in America. But on top of that, so then to make up for it all, the guy released finally his tax refunds on last Friday, which oddly enough shows that he paid more in taxes than what he's supposed to. So this is a guy who's going to be in charge of getting us out of debt, but he has no problem spending more money than he has to. Does anybody have a problem with that besides me?
Penalty, lack of product placement. 5 minutes in the show, no mention of Craig Vodka. Delicious Craig Vodka, available at a bar near you. Please mention Craig Vodka and 15-yard penalty, repeat last joke.
All right, we'll rewind here. So Mitt Romney releases his taxes. The guy, I don't want a guy being in charge of our debt, and he's paying more money than he has to. Right? Ridiculous.
And we love Craig.
Yeah, folks, we have a great show for you, sponsored by Crave Vodka here at Liquid Sixx tonight.
Vodka, baby.
We have an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Josh Womack doing some stand-up comedy. We've got Damen Camin on some correspondence, of course, Radescu Hopkins. And give it up once again, Scratch and Riff, everybody, our house band. All right, ladies and gentlemen, every once in a while we like to enlighten the Northeast Ohio public, fading in and out, the public, kind of about what's going on.
Penalty! Delay of show. Improper mic usage. That's a 15-yard penalty. It's declined by the audience.
Thank you. The replacement ref will be here all night as a tribute to the end of the days of all the replacement officials in the NFL. All right, so as I was saying, we like to kind of talk about things in Northeast Ohio, and we have a special correspondent. And today, as far as folks moving kind of in and out of Ohio and into the Cleveland area, teaching us all things great about Cleveland. If you're just moving here, please. What are you, Rob? What are you doing, Rob? Rob, you're messing me up. Please welcome. There we go. Thank you. Rob, this is on him, not on me.
Penalty! Cover. Incorrect usage of the sound equipment by a man in a fedora. That's a 25-yard penalty. Repeat last song in the next commercial break.
All right, please welcome to the show Damen Camin, our news correspondent, everybody. Here, hold on to that. Oh, yeah. Great. I did all of that, and you had your own.
Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic. All right, so Damen, yeah, no, it's been a couple weeks since you've been here.
It has been. Hello, Q.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Scratch and Riff. Hi.
Okay. All right, so Damen, you're on the show today. We're trying to get the Cleveland population to increase. You got people kind of moving here, different jobs and things.
Yep.
And so you're here to kind of enlighten folks and persuade them to come to Northeast Ohio, right?
Yes. So, it's always interesting. The first time you speak to someone who just moved to Cleveland and they say, I just moved to Cleveland. And you, as a longtime Clevelander, I always have that moment where, I don't know, I envision that I'm a bald guy and he's a guy who just found out he's going bald, kind of. And the conversation is kind of like, look, I know it sucks right now. I know it sucks. And you can't see any possible bright future to this. But just give it a little time. You'll get used to it. You'll get bitter. But then you'll start to learn to love that bitterness and kind of, take it into who you are. And definitely start drinking more.
Don't you think that's a little harsh?
No, I don't think it's harsh.
People here are so good, though. The people of Northeast Ohio are fantastic.
The people are great. This is one of the most progressively thinking cities in the nation. I mean, take LeBron, for instance. When LeBron left this city, it was refreshing. It was a progressive stance on the situation because it was the first time I had ever seen a community of white people get angry because a black guy left the neighborhood. And that's progressive. That's progressive thinking right there. That's different.
Wow.
That's different than normal.
But I mean, all right. There's fun stuff to do. Like, you could go, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is here.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
There's stuff like that.
Don't go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I never go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's no reason.
Dude, I work at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, dude.
That's a reason I don't go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look,
That's a good
I don't know
reason.
if you're aware, but in Euclid, there is the Polka and Softball Hall of Fame all in the same building. All in the same building. Now, look, if it was just the Polka Hall of Fame, no thank you. Just the Softball Hall of Fame, get it out of here. But both of those combined, and They have a tank on the front lawn. I don't know why, but they do. And
That's
with
pretty
all
badass.
of those things combined, you have to get at least 100% of everyone in America. Everyone fits into one of those categories.
Tank, polka,
Softball.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that's just about right.
You nail it.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Not everyone loves rock and roll, but everyone loves either a tank, polka, or softball.
I suppose. What are you? Which one of those do you love?
I'm a polka guy.
That's right.
I bet you are.
Right. You look like a polka guy.
You should- the Cleveland polka.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have our own polka. I don't know if you knew that. That's true. You can go to the museum, they'll tell you that. But what about, all right, so whatever, say what you might, but as far as downtown, we have this huge casino, this brand new casino.
Oh,
the
casino.
economy is getting better because of the casino.
The casino doesn't fit so much. What
do you mean?
All right, imagine your favorite neighborhood crackhead, right? And she's lovely. Everyone loves her. She's friendly. Everyone gets along with her. And then one day she shows up with a really nice hairdo that she got in an actual salon. And she's like, am I pretty now? And you're like, no, you're not. But I see the effort, Cleveland. I see the effort. You're trying. And it looks not good right now, but you're trying to look better.
I think, Damon, this has been a total fail on your part. Your correspondence piece was supposed to lure people into Cleveland.
Well, okay, fine. How about some of the young hip places in Cleveland, like Ohio City, for instance?
That's a great place to hang out.
If you want to go get a lovely meal, a great drink, and also be genuinely concerned for your own personal safety if you walk 50 yards in the wrong direction, go to Ohio City. It's the hippest place to hear gunshots. It's lovely. It's awesome. You'll love it. It's great. Come to Cleveland. Come to Cleveland.
You have nothing good to say, do you?
I have everything to do. I don't see one negative remark in this report.
I'm not going to ask you about our sports teams because
I
those
don't
are
think
pretty
negative
negative.
could ever be a negative. I'm just telling everyone that this is the character that we have here.
So that's your story. You're sticking to it.
This is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right then.
Sounds like a tagline to me.
Yeah. Oh!
Goodell, do something!
Penalty! Damen Camin, Steve Guy. Improper use of a Colin Quinn catchphrase. Repeat last joke. 15-yard penalty.
Can I call a penalty on the replacement ref for making a reference to a show that's been off the air for 8 years?
Oh, Colin Quinn's still on. Well, Saturday Night Live's still on. Colin Quinn isn't.
Yeah.
That was his weekend.
Well, he hasn't been on.
Anybody else got anything to say about Cleveland, Ohio here? We wrap this segment up.
I don't know. Did I say come to Cleveland? I think.
Yeah,
You said that.
You know, next door, the RTA, right?
Yeah.
I saw this on the sign. They said RTA has the best transit in all of Northeast Ohio. And I think, you're proud of that? I don't know. Because last time I caught the bus, there was a guy like peeing on the bus at the same time.
Also, the best transit in all of Northeast Ohio. Oh my God! Really? The best public transportation in the whole northeastern region of Ohio? That's amazing! That's amazing!
How many transits are there in Northeast
I
Ohio?
think there's just that one.
Can I throw a challenge flag? Can I challenge something here? I'd like to throw a challenge
Throw the
flag.
red flag on this. Throw the red flag.
Can you check the instant replay and see if this segment went entirely too long with terrible jokes? Thank you.
Penalty! Damen Camin with S2 Hopkins. There are multiple bus and public transportation systems in Northeast Ohio, such as the Metro in Akron and the PARTA in Kent. Also, the previous comment is under review. This segment is run too long. There will be no overtime. All teams on the field will be penalized 15 yards, and they all should be ashamed of themselves for calling this a comedy show.
I can't argue with that. I can't challenge that.
Damen Camin, our special news correspondent, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. We've got a special interview from the Buzz 19 Action News' entertainment segment. Chris Van Vliet will be on our show. All right, welcome back. here to the show. Scratch and Riff again, everybody. Welcome back to Up Late with Steve Guy, live here at Liquid Sixx, brought to you by Crave Vodka. And we're getting ready. We're sitting here. Q, Damen, you guys are going to join us for the rest of the show, right? Obviously, Q always does. Damen.
Happy to be here.
Great, fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Got a lot going on. So, all right. We have
Somebody train this rep.
flags. He's clearly a
It's
replacement.
not an official.
Oh, okay. That was my drink. No big deal.
On further review, I incorrectly pronounced Rob Cover's name. It's Rob Covert, so I'm calling a penalty on myself for 15 yards, but since I'm not playing, it's declined. Please go back to being funny, or just start now.
Yeah. A lot of yards getting racked up here. At this point in the show, folks, typically we bring out one of our guests, we interview them, but our guest could not be with us for the taping, so we actually went to 19 Action News, myself and one of our producers, Chad Halfacre, and we went there, and we interviewed Chris Van Vliet from the entertainment portion of 19 Action News called The Buzz. So what you were about to see is our interview with Chris Van Vliet. All right, so we are here at WOIO 19 with Chris Van Vliet, host of The Buzz on 19 Action News. Chris, thanks for having us. Thanks for joining us.
Steve, thank you for having me on. I'm sorry that I couldn't be at Liquid Sixx. I'd like to be.
It's okay.
You got a good thing going there.
Appreciate that. Chris has been on 19 Action News doing The Buzz for, a little over 2 years now?
Yeah. I got here March of 2010.
Yeah. How are you? Are you loving Cleveland so far?
It's been great. I mean, I'm from Toronto.
Right.
And in Toronto, the Maple Leafs are about as bad as all of the sports teams here.
Yeah.
So I was prepared for that.
Have you taken it upon yourself to kind of immerse yourself into the Cleveland culture? Like, what have you done that you can, kind of become more of a Clevelander?
Well, I mean, I've been to several Browns losses.
Well, I mean, that's a great start right there. That's your foot in the door.
I've been to the Rock Hall several times. That's always Cleveland-like.
It is. Well, I got to be honest. I think it's more Cleveland-like to say that you've never been to the Rock Hall. But it's a great thing.
I've eaten at Slyman's and Mel's.
There you go.
I mean,
have you done Lolly the Trolley?
Of course, yeah. I mean, what is the thing that once you do it, once you move here, you know that you have become a Clevelander?
I mean, you gotta have a panini sandwich.
Okay, all right.
Done that?
Yeah.
You should probably know all of the local brews.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Oh, I mean, I have been there on opening night for Christmas Ale.
There you go. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you tried Thirsty Dog from down in Akron?
Of course, yeah.
I think you're hitting all the right spots.
I'm officially a Clevelander after 2.5 years.
The only thing that you're missing out on, and you're not going to be able to get this, is to be able to say, remember when we used to go to Geauga Lake and SeaWorld?
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's very sad.
Or I think the other one is, oh man, the flats used to be so great.
The flats used to be so great.
Yeah.
They did. Have you...
I've heard that story.
Have you had a run-in with some sort of douchebag on West 6th Street?
Oh, weekly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you're right up there then.
Yeah.
You were the 2011 Cosmo Magazine's Bachelor of the Year.
Right.
How did you even get involved in that?
Well, I mean...
I didn't even know they had such a thing.
I mean, they don't announce the next winner till like next month, so I still am
so
currently.
you're still it.
I still am the guy. That was really weird how that all came about. I'd heard that they had done this thing, and the guy from the year before was from Cleveland.
Okay.
And someone here at work submitted me without me knowing.
Oh, that's always good.
So I was at an airport waiting to connect for a flight to do some interviews, and I had this message from someone. They're like, hey, congratulations. They were calling from Cosmo. Congratulations. You're the Ohio Bachelor. You were submitted by someone at your work, and,
You're it.
give us a call back. And I'm like, what does this mean? And, I ran it by everyone here at work, and they thought it was a good idea. And then it just turns into this whirlwind of just Cosmo craziness. I hadn't really read a lot of Cosmo magazines. I don't know if
Most
you read
guys
them,
don't. No,
but you see the headlines,
you do.
and it's like 612 ways to orgasm.
Yeah, and there's always what your man is thinking.
Yes,
Which is never
yes.
accurate, you know.
So it was really fun experience. But after that phone call, it's like the next thing you know, you're on a beach with no shirt on and you're taking photos, and it was weird. And here's like a little tidbit for you. Everyone else did their photo shoot in LA or New York, and we could have flown there, but it just didn't work out with the timing. So I did it here, and those photos that you see in Cosmo.
Where was it?
At
Were you
Edgewater Park. So here I am on like a July day, in the middle of the day in Edgewater Park, and I'm walking around with no shirt on being photographed.
That doesn't help your credibility when you're out on West 6, just so you know. If you got guys seeing it.
Yeah, but
that kinda steps it up a little bit.
the positive of this is, it was a long shot to win. There was 50 states plus DC, so 51 of us there. And the plus side is, I said if I won, that I would donate the money to the Boys and Girls Club of Cleveland.
Which is awesome.
And even if I didn't win, we did a fundraiser the week before at Bartley House, and we raised thousands of dollars there as well. So then when they announced my name, I mean, A, I couldn't believe I won. B, I couldn't
Right.
believe Ohio was going to win 2 years in a row. But, most of all, it was $10,000 for the Boys and Girls Club. And it was so cool going down to the Boys and Girls Club the next week and presenting that check to them. And the smile on their faces was just unbelievable. And that's an organization we work with a lot here at the station. So it was great to be able to do that, and it worked out well for the station.
You see, that right there, certain people who are not watching this and will remain nameless because you've left Cleveland, there's a right way to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club, and there's a wrong way to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club. And I think we all know who I'm talking to right now. That's the right way to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, you just take your shirt off and
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah, but you don't say, I'm taking my talents. You take your talents to Edgewater Park Beach, not South Beach.
So it was a cool experience, but the questions they ask you for that interview, they do like a 40-minute question or an interview, and
They have to be ridiculous.
oh, they're so
It's cheesy
silly
stuff, right?
Yeah, like so when a girl doesn't wear underwear, is that sexy or skanky? And I'm like, well, are there any other options? Sexy or skanky? And I'm like, well, that's
Maybe
I
she
don't
just
know.
out of
I'm like, I
laundry.
don't know. Yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes it's cool and sometimes it's not.
Right. Am I the only one who knows, or does
you're-
everybody know?
So you're okay with this? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. All right, so you think it's sexy? I'm like, well, I mean, sometimes it can be.
Right.
And then in the article, it's sexy. It's like, wow, now I look like this guy who doesn't want girls wearing underwear.
Right, yeah.
I'm fine, you can wear underwear. I don't care what if you want to wear it, you wear it. If you don't want to wear it, it's fine too.
I'm wearing underwear for this interview.
I might be.
Ladies.
No, the whole experience as a whole was awesome, and they were great, and the whole thing was really good. I'm glad that the money went to a good cause, because I don't know that happens often.
No, probably not.
And it's all been really good.
What about now? What if the same coworkers signed you up for like The Bachelor on ABC?
Well, the funny thing about being part of the Cosmo thing is it puts you into that
You're
element.
in that world now.
Yeah, so when any show is looking for single guys or bachelor types, they now have a list of 51 guys who could potentially be interested.
Right.
So as soon as that was done, I got all these calls and emails about reality shows. And the thing that was really frustrating to me is they can read that I'm a TV host.
Right.
And they can Google and see that I've been doing it, since I graduated. And instead of me asking to host their show, which would be what I'd be perfectly qualified to do, they're asking me to be on the show.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was weird. Like, I want to host your show.
Did you ask them?
Yeah.
What they said?
But they were like offended. There was one, I don't think the show ended up going anywhere, but it was like a cruise ship with singles on it. And you'd go on, and single guys, single girls would go on. And
I think I saw a preview for that.
okay, maybe the show
Yeah.
ended, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know that it went really anywhere.
So they're like, oh, give us a call. We're interested in speaking to you about this show. I thought, okay, great. So I call them up. I said, yeah, hey, I'm I'd be really interested in hosting this show. And they're like, he wants to host the show? Oh, I'm sorry, no. And here's I haven't told this to anyone else, but The Bachelor Canada just started out.
Yeah.
And I got a call that they wanted me to be the Bachelor, the actual guy.
Right. Yeah.
And I went through my agent with that, and I was like, let's see if I can host the show. And they're like, no, they already have a host.
Yeah, they're not going to give that up.
Yeah.
He's had that for a long time.
They had no interest in me hosting the show. But no, it was a brand new show. So I was like, well, I can be the brand new host. Great. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't think I want to be on one of those shows.
You want to do it, huh?
Try to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, how's that working out for you? I mean, you had the Cosmo magazine.
Yeah.
Right? Did the dating game step up a little, you know?
Well, I mean,
probably got a little more intense.
With the hours that we work here, and like, this job's awesome, but it's kind of, you know, the hours are weird. On a normal day, it's 2:30 till about 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
And then some days you're staying earlier, and some days you're, staying later. It's really hard to say to a girl, I'd love to meet up with you. I'll pick you up at midnight on like a Tuesday night.
You can still get a drink.
Yeah, but most people that work normal jobs,
yeah,
you can't be like, oh yeah, I'll pick you up at midnight and drop you off at 12:30,
right,
so you can get some sleep. Weekends would be fine, but a lot of weekends I'm traveling to do interviews, so it's been tough. You got to find someone who's willing to just deal with these crazy hours, because they're not really changing.
Or you got to meet a bartender.
Yes, yeah, bartender.
That's the other side.
Or I mean, I guess there's several jobs we could list off
sure.
here that you could, find someone.
Yeah, like a paramedic.
Yeah.
Something.
Sure.
Whatever. That could be good, right?
Sure.
I don't know. Nurses, just throwing ideas out there.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you do, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys do, I don't know.
Fine. I mean, you can't. Yeah, it's tough. But you feel like are girls emailing you randomly? Are you getting Facebook messages because you were on Cosmo from girls outside of it now too?
Yeah, there were some. I
Yeah.
mean, that whole Cosmo thing that really died down a couple months after. I mean, still one of the top search results if someone were to Google me.
It says that.
But, that whole like, oh, weren't you that guy?
Are you glad it died down?
It was like really intense at first. It was cool though. It was a lot of fun.
That's something to say you did. We're part of.
But I don't know like that anyone is really just comfortable like in that element. Of,
Yeah.
Like you're basically being told that all right, you're gonna be this guy. You're gonna
Right.
play this role. You're gonna have no shirt on, and you're gonna be our dating expert. And it's like, well, who's to say I know how to do anything?
Yeah.
It's just weird to be thrown into that role, and then for a month or two, that's really it. That's you're doing all these interviews, and you're trying to be like a relationship expert. It's like I don't know.
I'm clearly in one.
Yeah,
like
sure.
I had
Oh,
success at it. That's why I'm the Bachelor of the Year.
Sure.
And not the married guy of the year.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wasn't glad that it died down. I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad that the money went to a good cause. And
Yeah.
for the rest of my life, my kids, one day when I have them, will be like, "Daddy,
They Google you.
yeah, wasn't that you?" Yeah.
Why did you have to look like that?
Sorry, kids.
Well, before we get you out of here, because we know you've got work to do here today.
But once again, thank you for coming to our house.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope that
It was
you
a
pipe
pleasure.
in some laughter or some applause or something. How about right
That's
here?
what we usually do. But what's next? I mean, anything big coming up for you?
I got like some charity events coming up next month.
Cool.
There's an event at Beechwood Mall called Compassion for Fashion.
Okay.
And it raises money locally. It's basically me and some other people from radio stations and TV stations strutting your stuff on the catwalk.
Ah.
So that'll be fun. There's also an event in November called Take Steps to Fight Diabetes. It's like a local Dancing with the Stars. 2 years ago I actually danced in this, and this year I'm going to be emceeing it.
You see, you get to host.
Yeah, finally, not to be a contestant. No, so that's basically what's going on, and just trying to have fun.
Absolutely.
That was my goal ever since I was in college. I wanted to have fun every day at work, and I'm just trying to accomplish that every day. I guess the biggest thing is we have a story about a UFC fighter named Stipe Miocic.
Okay.
And the story's airing this week because he fights on Saturday. He's undefeated UFC fighter, and he's fighting the main event on Saturday, and he actually has a legitimate shot of bringing a championship to Cleveland.
That's awesome.
So try to get people on board with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we had the Miz bring the championship to Cleveland, but
Yeah.
he only gets a sort of pass.
Yeah, he gets the storyline championship.
Yeah.
This is like,
This is a
actually
real deal.
beat some people up and won this.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, thanks again. Thanks for letting us come here. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
taking the time out
Cool.
and do the interview. Best of luck to you. You can watch Chris, of course, on The Buzz every weeknight on 19 Action News.
That's right. Steve.
It's a
Thank
pleasure,
you.
sir.
Thank you so much. Pleasure's all mine.
Back to the scene at the bar, you crazies.
All right, so that was Chris Van Vliet, folks, from 19 Action News, The Buzz, the entertainment section. Pretty good stuff, right?
I love
Fun
it.
time. Yeah, it was good stuff. You could catch him, of course, every night during the week on 19 Action News for, I think, all their news segments. So definitely check that out. He's got all sorts of great interviews, as he mentioned, in that. We're going to take a quick break right now, and then when we come back, folks, we're going to wrap up the show. We've got some stand-up comedy for you from Josh Womack, Lake County's own son. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our last portion of the show, please put your hands together and enjoy some stand-up comedy from Lake County's favorite son, Mr. Josh Womack, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, keep it going for Steve Guy and these other two dudes behind me. Keep it going for those guys. Oh, wow. I'm trying to concentrate here on the large crowd that's ahead of me, but Super Pimp's outfit is burning my retinas. I want to thank him for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. Believe it or not, this isn't the worst gig that I've ever done. It's not. I mean that. I took a gig off of Craigslist. If you guys aren't familiar with what Craigslist is, it's basically a website ran by a serial killer. So just picture like Dexter with a laptop, and that's really what you're working with there. I ended up doing comedy and hosting a hip-hop music showcase. That's a rap concert, just so you guys know. I had to explain it to Q over there. He's not quite familiar with the genre. He works at the Rock Hall. I did the gig. I got through it. Kind of tough, though. Not really my demographic, I would say. It's kind of hard to ride dirty in a 2008 Toyota Yaris. You don't really ride dirty. You ride efficiently. Good gas mileage. But I got through the gig and it was fine. And after the show, there was a young lady who was trying to get my attention. And just to describe what I was working with here, this is kind of how she was put together. She had on these yellow wedges, about 4 inches off the ground, and she had on these fishnet stockings, very lovely, with little tears. Oh, little tears in the stockings, very sexy. A little short skirt, and she was a very humble girl. She had a T-shirt on, and the T-shirt said, "I'm here. What are your other 2 wishes?" Yes. Now, she was my height, roughly, I would say, about 375 pounds. That's a hypothesis. I'm not a physician, okay? But she was trying to get my attention, so she was very persistent. She was, "Hey, come here. Yeah, get over here. Yeah, get over here, you." Now, at this point in the evening, I'm frightened, okay? I don't do well with confrontation. I'm 5'4", I bruise easily. This shirt's a youth large. So I'm trying to keep my distance a little bit. But like I said, she's very persistent. So she eggs on a little bit. She goes, "Hey, come here. Yeah, get over here, you little gremlin." So I very slowly and apprehensively make my way over. And I always try to play nice when I'm at a show. And I go over to her and I say, "Hey, did you have a good time tonight? Did you enjoy the show?" And she kind of did one of those moves that a lot of black women do where they kind of pop the hip out. You guys know this one? They pop the hip out a little bit, then they lose the vertebrae just for a couple seconds. She looks at me, she's like, "Mm." Mm-mm. Look at you. Look at you. You like a greyhound, all ribs and dick. Said, if we're playing that card, I'm like an Altoid, small, white, and curiously strong. Let's do this. You party with me, it's like an R. Kelly video with white people. Somebody will get peed on. I mean that. Once you Womack, you never go back. I'm serious. I had something very funny happen to me over the summer. This past summer, I became a ordained minister online. And I know our friend Steve Guy is also a man of the cloth. When I say a man of the cloth, I mean whatever's on sale at Marshall's that week. Whatever that cloth is. It's probably an irregular cloth, is what I'm guessing. And it was a fun time. I actually married a friend of mine. It was at the end of July. Now, the only weird part about this is during the actual ceremony, you have to say, obviously, the state in which you're marrying the couple, and then you have to say the name of the church in which you were ordained. So in front of 200 people out in Geneva, I had to say, by the power invested in me in the state of Ohio, and by the Universal Life Church Monastery.org, I now pronounce you man and wife. I do baptisms and funerals too. But just so you guys know, if I do a baptism in Lake Erie, chances are there's going to be a funeral the same day. So that's like a combo deal. It's like a 2-for-1. It's all good though. I work downtown here. I work a street over, and a lot of my friends are accountants. And I admire them because they actually make money, which is great. They admire me because I get this whole showbiz lifestyle with the lights and the microphone and the studio audience. So it's kind of weird though, but I kind of wonder, like, accounts, that's a stressful job, especially during tax season. And I wonder to myself, like, when accountants are really stressed out during tax season, like, do they start, like, talking dirty to their spreadsheets? You know what I mean? They just look at it, they're like, I am gonna data sort the shit out of you. Yeah? I'll fit you to one page. I'll fit you to one page. You like that, don't you? You want me to expand those cells? I'll expand those cells. Now, that joke didn't go over as well as I thought, because you actually have to have a job. I guess you actually have to have a job with a computer to get that, and this is a room full of burnout comics. But that's okay, though. I do like doing stand-up, though, and I get to do stand-up a bunch of different places. I'm actually going to be at a VFW hall in Amherst this Friday. Not bragging. But have you guys been to a VFW hall lately? Yeah. Oh, treat yourself and get there. Take the kids, make a weekend out of it. It's like a patriotic log cabin. It's beautiful. I learned very quickly that VFW stands for very fucking weird. I'm like, where am I? Every VFW hall looks like your grandfather's basement. You ever notice that? There's like 100 metal folding chairs, wood paneling on the walls, and a picture of a bald eagle riding a Harley Davidson giving you the finger. You're like, this is going to be a great gig. Guys, that's my time. I'm Josh Womack. Give it up for Steve Guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Josh Womack, thank you. Josh,
Thank you.
Come back.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, I know Josh MCs, hosts at Hilarities quite often, besides VFW. Where else are you going to be coming up here, Josh?
I'm going to be at the, I'll be at the Blind Pig on this street. Sorry, I'm plugging another bar. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. We're all good. I'll be there October 11th. October 18th, I'll be at Harried Buffalo. October 11th, earlier in the night, I'll be with a couple guys at the Front Row Bar and Grill in Brook Park. And I'm also doing a self-help book launch. I really am, because I need the work.
Well, there you go. Check Josh out. Find him on Facebook, Twitter, Joshua Womack 82. Thanks so much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Stick around right here, folks. That's our show. If you like, check us out, of course, always, uplate-tv.com. Our next live taping at Liquid Sixx is October 10th. We've got all sorts of goodies planned for you then. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to Scratch and Rip. Thanks to Damen Camin, Radescu Hopkins, Chris Van Vliet, Josh Womack, and our replacement referee, Chris Clem, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time on Up Play with Steve Guy.